Hey y'all, it's my review for Basketball Wives, episodes 12 and 13, the season finale. Y'all know I was going to get to this. You know, a ninja has been going through it as of late. And yeah, let's finish out this mediocre season, shall we? So we left off episode 11 with the ladies brought by Jackie to the middle of the desert. And the name of this scam establishment is the Desert Yacht Club. Wacky Jackie knew what she was doing and knew the ladies would not be up for this. I would have hopped my happy ass right back in the car. She's still trying to blame this kooky idea on this bit part she got in a horror movie. Like the other ladies, they are mortified by the accommodation. Like Jackie actually expects them to spend the night at this location. And Brooke is the only one that's forthright with calling her out on her BS in a respectful way so far. A little later we see them having lunch outside and the ladies can't even enjoy it because it's so cold in the middle of the desert. It looks hot, but I know how cold the desert can get. Anywho, we see Brandi and Jackie going off to talk one-on-one about Jackie's wacky decision. Meanwhile, Brooke is on the line with Margaritaville Palm Springs getting sweets for everybody because she'll be damned if she stayed there. I'm right with her. I'll be doing the same thing. So later on, as it's getting dark, the ladies tell Jackie that they're not staying there. We have some sweets in Palm Springs. You can come if you want, but yeah, we're not staying here. Jackie is legit shocked that the ladies don't want to be there. What is wrong with her? They shouldn't even got Jackie a suite. They should have left her ass there and see how she'd like it. You know, to be in the hills have eyes since she want to practice for her horror movie. Side note, Jennifer mentions for the 100th time about her back pain. Girl, we get it. Like, take a shot in this episode every time Jennifer brings up her back. You will be laid out on the floor. Next scene, we see the ladies arriving at the hotel where there's suitable accommodations for everybody, and even Jackie looks glad to be there. I think she was just fucking with the ladies, honestly. The next morning, we're with the ladies all having brunch. Wait a minute. Is that Corbel I see? Corbel sparkling wine? Now, they're supposed to be high-class bitches, but they got Corbel at the table? I'm sorry. Like, look, I just can't drink Corbel. Like, get me some nice Prosecco for my mimosas. I don't care if Corbel is $5 a bottle. It tastes like shit. If I see that, I'm throwing it in the trash. So the topic of conversation at the table is Jackie lying to everybody, and she refused to take accountability on that. Even if she didn't flat out lie to the ladies, it was a lie by omission. While they're all talking, they get a knock at the door, and it's British, and it looks like she's been released out of holding. I'm guessing she got on the next flight to LA and joined the ladies? I mean, she do need to get that check now to pay a lawyer. She's very emotional as she greets the other ladies, but I think she knows she's in deep shit. Like, fraud and identity theft? Really, girl? I'm just disappointed because she's a little girl to take care of and she's busy trying to keep up with the Joneses, you know, trying to have bags and all these expensive clothes. But now you're on your way to prison for fraud. So now she's telling the ladies her version of events, what's going on, as if this is just all happening to her for no reason. Very Jen Shaw. Jackie asks British how her baby daddy feels about this whole situation, and she says he contacted her mom about getting custody of their daughter because he doesn't want her around her anymore. She's very pissed about this and says she never wants to see her baby daddy again. I mean, who do you expect to take care of your child when you go to jail? Like, legally, he has his right to do that. It's really hard to have sympathy for her because she knowingly committed this crime. The topic then goes back to Jackie lying to everybody, and Brooke is really twisting the knife on Jackie, and she's getting noticeably irritated. Next scene, we see Jackie taking the ladies on an excursion with the exception of Jennifer and Brooke. They're done with her. They stayed behind. So this excursion turns out to be getting their fortunes read by Wiccans, or witches. When Brandi finds this out though, she flips the fuck out. Like, she starts yelling at Jackie saying, "Oh, hell no!" Like, saying, "You got me with some witches?" And then she tries to drag British with her, and British, I mean, she don't know whether she coming or going. She knows she got to film a scene or she don't get paid. So I think she decided to stay because of that. Jackie says her reason for this is, once again, this new movie role she has, and maybe she'll be cast as a witch. I mean, Jackie as a witch, I mean, she does dress in all black, and she has the face for it. Anywho, after telling Jackie that Brooke was right about her, Brandi gets into a car and leaves. I will say, I think Brandi was exaggerating just a little bit. She could have just said, you know what, I'm not down for this, I'm gonna leave, y'all have fun. But she totally went ballistic when she saw that these were witches. The way Brandi reacted, you would have thought those girls had like pointed witch hats, a cauldron in front of them, and was like in the middle of a sacrifice. So Jackie, Duffy, and British decide to stay to get their fortunes read, while the other ladies are back at the hotel by the pool. We see Brandi telling Jennifer and Brooke what happened, and then Brooke shares her own Jackie story of when she was in New Orleans and Jackie brought them to a seance or something, talking to the dead. And then she said a few nights later she was attacked by a sleep demon and was paralyzed. Okay. Anywho, Brooke says she's taking over the trip now. Next scene is later in the evening and all the ladies are having dinner at the hotel. And we see Jennifer, Brooke, and Brandi. They're all putting on holy oil and praying before they see the other ladies. They are doing the most right now. We see Jackie, Duffy, and British already at the table waiting on the other ladies because they're busy praying. Jackie is pissed and she's definitely gonna let the ladies have it when they sit down. As soon as the other ladies get to the table, Jackie lets Brandi know that she didn't appreciate getting embarrassed by her. And I'll say that Brandi's reaction was over the top. They're going back and forth now, and Jackie's getting increasingly angry to the point where Wacky Jackie is about to come out. Brooke is on the other side of the table, still calling Jackie a liar, and Brandi is telling Jackie that she just wants to be informed of what she's doing, that her omitting what they were doing is still lying. And truth be told, Jackie didn't need her ass whipped for bringing the ladies in the middle of the desert with those type of accommodations. 4 stars on Yelp does not mean 4-star accommodations at a hotel. So now it starts to go left when Jackie says, you know, I'm being nice right now and I'm trying not to get disrespectful. And Brooke, you know, it ain't nothing but a thing for her. She's like, well, you know, I could get disrespectful too, Jackie. And Jackie loses it. It's like a barrage of cuss words and finger pointing. Like they are yelling to the top of their lungs in a crowded restaurant. Ooh, the ladies start to get up and now production has to get involved and security. And before you know it, you see stuff flying. It looked like Brooke threw her drink in Jackie's direction. The table is flipped over. They're finally separated. And Jackie is just like, come here, bitch! Come here! The cherry on top is production adding an echo to Jackie. And that is where episode 12 ends. Now let's get into this piss poor season finale, shall we? So Wacky Jackie is still in full effect while the other ladies, they go back to their room. Now I remember Jackie getting mollywopped a few years ago when Brooke and Jackie had their first fight. Like they edited that shit out, but all you see is Brooke squaring up on Jackie, and in the next scene, Jackie have her hair all over her head doing this. So I'm sure Brooke has no issue getting with Jackie again. We then see Jackie calling Malaysia on the phone, giving her version of events that happened, saying that she should have never invited this punk ass bitch Brooke, and she didn't tore up these people's restaurant. Next scene is the following morning. We're with Brandi and Brooke having brunch, and they're just discussing the crazy night they had. We see Duffy joining the ladies at brunch, and quick side note, her BBL is so distracting. Like, it's a diaper ass booty and the legs don't match. We found out the activity for the day is horseback riding, and I think this was organized by Jackie, but Brooke says she's going anyway. They're all laughing at Jackie because they don't take her seriously. After brunch, Duffy goes to check up on Jackie and tells her that the itinerary is horseback riding, and Brooke says she would still love it if she came. And Jackie is the one who organized this, and she's like, is this bitch on Quaaludes? Not Quaaludes. She makes it clear that Brooke is not invited. Next scene, we see Jennifer being surprised by Jelani at her door, and wow, she is really elated to see this man. They've definitely fucked at this point because their body language is totally different from past episodes. We see how happy Jennifer is in this moment, and then production treats us to a greatest hits of all the terrible men she's entertained over the years. From having wine thrown into her face, to showing up to court for a restraining order, to her having her car stolen. She's definitely come a long way. I'm happy for her. Next scene with the rest of the ladies as they arrive at the ranch, and Jackie's getting on my nerves. Again, she tells us that this is for her movie role coming up in a fake horror movie. First, we went from the desert to witches to dystopian. Girl, save it. So then we see Brandi and Brooke pull up, and Jackie is having a fit. And now we again see referee Brandi trying to get in the middle as these ladies are getting way too close to each other. Why she keep putting herself in the middle? Like, that is what security is paid for. You're not getting any extra coin for breaking up these fights. You're gonna have another knot on your head from a flying fist. After they argue, they just all decide on finishing the activity. Later on, we see Duffy talking to British and Brooke about what Jackie has planned for Brandi to commemorate her dad. They all seem here for the idea, and Brooke says she can put her beef with Jackie to the side to help celebrate Brandi's dad. Next scene, we're with Jennifer on her date with Jelani, and it looks like they finally made it official and they're exclusive. So afterward, we're now with Malaysia, and she's talking about her child support drama, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward. And next scene, we're with Angel and her clown, and they're on like a pregnancy photo shoot. Fast forward. I actually forgot Malaysia and Angel was still a part of the cast. So now it's the night of Jackie's event for Brandi. The ladies are all dressed in white, and everyone's being cordial. And speaking of which, Malaysia calls Brandi on FaceTime to pour her heart out to her, say she would never miss this event for her dear friend, and whatever they go through, they'll always be friends, and she'll always be there for Brandi. We see Brandi in her confessional saying, just maybe their old friendship can be restored. I don't believe her. After that, Jennifer takes this opportunity to let all the ladies know that her and Jelani are official, and everyone is happy for her. Hell, I'm happy for her. And a little birdie told me that they're still currently together. Look at that. She's all touchy with them. Yeah, they definitely fucked. But then out of nowhere, Jennifer brings up Brooke and Jackie's beef and say they should talk it out. Now, before the commercial break, production tried to give us a misdirect when Jackie tells Brooke, you know what, my heart says I never want to see you again. But then that's where they cut it off. I hate when they do that because they actually wind up apologizing to each other, mostly Jackie, and they come to an understanding and they want to move forward. They even hug afterward. British then gets up to make a toast to the ladies, and I'm glad she could laugh at her situation for now because she's definitely going to jail. Now, wait a minute. Is it over? Is that it? Like, what's going on with Malaysia? Did Angel have the baby, like a safe pregnancy? I mean, we know she had the baby already, but they didn't capture that? I was so confused, and then when I did Pop Roast the other day with Alex, he told me that this is a 2-part season, so we have a whole nother part. And how come they didn't let us know that? Can someone confirm this in the comments? Because I don't know, it's just a dumb idea. Like, the episode went off, the credits was rolling, and that was it. I'm guessing I'll see y'all for part 2 of this season. Anywho, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I don't give a fuck about this franchise. I will see y'all for Real Housewives of Dubai. Bye.